Some investors into cryptocurrency are making a massive mistake. They're really shooting themselves in the foot here. We do have news from Bank of Japan that's kind of rattling markets. We have news on the overall bear market. We have some Binance news. We have some Coinbase and Twitter and a lot of other pieces of information that we're going to cover in this video. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button underneath the video, some of these videos are time sensitive as well. So turn on that bell notification. If you've seen videos like this before and you like them or thought they were useful, again, I would suggest subscribing. Now, there's also a link down there to moomoo in case you want some free money around the holidays. I think we can all use it. You can sign up with moomoo, deposit $100 and get some free stocks. Even if you want to sell them after you get them, that's fine. People from Australia can make $50 too, just a payment. And then also, there's a link down there to Margex in case you want to try long and shorting crypto. Of course, only do that if you are an experienced trader, but it can be a useful tool. Now, crypto overall is up about 1.08% here today. And that's, I think, largely due to this news. The Bank of Japan changed their yield curve controls. Now, this can sound a little bit complicated. Basically, they've just had a very low rate environment for a very long time. They had problems with growth, so they tried to keep rates very low. Now they announced that they're going to move rates up a bit, about 50 basis points. Now, a lot of investors thought they were going to continue to keep their rates low, but this is showing that they are trying to combat inflation. They're willing to raise rates to do that. And this is causing a lot of traditional investors to change their opinions. Now, there are kind of two boats on this. One group of investors think that if Bank of Japan is moving up rates, we have a massive inflation problem, and maybe we're not even close to addressing it fully. The other group of investors are probably saying, hey, if Bank of Japan is willing to raise rates, we're all on the same page now. Inflation has no chance. And I think the second group of investors is probably more correct. When we're looking at what's happening with inflation here in the US, we can see it substantially coming down month after month right now. Now, this has caused the Japanese yen to go up drastically throughout the day. We're up, the yen to the dollar is up 4.8%. The dollar index is down significantly as well, down about 0.77% on the day. This is causing some riskier assets to go up because the DXY is falling. We have Bitcoin going up 1%, Ethereum going up 3%, and now traditional markets are also up as well. They fell on this news in the morning, but now are up a bit. Now, moving over to crypto in general, we have had quite the bear market. We've had 404 days from the peak. When we look at the run-up, we had about 396 days before from the bottom to the top here. And this has obviously been quite a bear market, longer than we typically see. But I just want to congratulate you if you've made it this far. That doesn't mean that we can't go further, especially with everything that's happening over the macro. But I think that we are probably through the harder part of it. I don't see us falling the same amount now that we've fallen over the last 404 days. I don't think we're down another 70% from here. But we'll just have to see what happens moving forward. I think right now it's honestly a pretty good time to be buying. Now, a lot of people have been worried just in general about crypto and where to put their crypto because there's been so many exchanges that have gone down and just committed fraud or scammed their investors and users. News has come out from Binance here yesterday as well, and I've been covering this a lot recently because Binance is where the majority of people hold their crypto, and I think there's no downside to taking your crypto off. So some of this news might seem a little bit drastic. Some might not even be fully correct. Like what we have today, we heard that the ex-CFO did not have access to the company's full accounts during his 3-year tenure, and they did not respond to comment. Now, this is a bad look, to be honest. If this is true, this is pretty bad. We've heard reports that Binance is not, or it's very hard to see where the money's actually flowing, who actually owns the company, and who has debt with the company or who the company is indebted to. This has been a pretty big topic of conversation over the last couple of weeks. The fact is, no one knows exactly what's correct except maybe CZ. But again, there's no real reason not to take the majority of your crypto off. That doesn't mean that you can't use Binance, but if you have a significant amount of money on Binance, you really should take it off. And it's just not wise to keep it on. There's really no reason to keep it on there. I don't care if it pisses people off, because honestly, I would rather let more people know what's happening and then let them make their own decisions. Now, I hope Binance is fine. We'll have to see as we go through more bear market. I would assume it's probably fine, but that's what I thought of FTX as well. Now, on to something really, really important. This is coming out from a big influencer here today. They said, who's still holding ADA no matter what? And I almost responded to this, but I thought I would talk about it in this video. A couple different things. First of all, you have to realize influencers have a specific reason for doing this, for making tweets like this. Who's holding ADA no matter what? This investor has said several times that they don't think now's the time to buy crypto. They were ringing the alarm bells on the way down and said that I'm not buying crypto. I believe they still don't hold crypto now, or maybe they just have a small amount, but they've largely cashed out. They are very vocal about that. And I'm not showing the crypto investor or the influencer because it doesn't really matter. I don't mind them. But they keep on ringing the alarm bells, yet they're tweeting about basically trying to drum up some excitement over ADA. Like, who is willing to hold ADA no matter what? Hopefully it gets pushed out to more and more people. They have a reason to do this because a lot of influencers don't want to talk about selling, right? First of all, they don't want to talk about selling because a lot of people get pissed off. And second, influencers still need to make money in a bear market. So even when it's not wise to hold on to certain cryptos, some people have built up a pretty large audience on specific cryptos. And that's something that I don't try to do here as much. I talk about the overall crypto market. I talk about specific stocks that I like, but I'm not trying to gain an audience that is all tied to one stock or one crypto. I don't think that's wise. That works great for some people, but it is hard then when you want to sell, or when the market turns, or when you get new news. That's a problem. A lot of investors are not willing to, I think, take in new information and then do what an investor is really supposed to do, which is discern what's important information that could drastically change the value of a crypto or company versus just noise that doesn't really matter, but it scares investors. When there's just noise that scares investors and prices drop, that's good for buying opportunities. That's why I think we're seeing in Tesla, there's a lot of noise, but the underlying company is still doing quite well. But when you're not willing to take information that actually comes in that could change your opinion, I think that's a problem. And I realize that they're probably not saying that as much. They're talking about like who's willing to hold ADA no matter the price, but they're still saying who's holding ADA no matter what. So a lot of people are saying, hey, no matter what comes in on ADA, I'm going to hold it. Now, I'm not trying to say anything bad about ADA or Cardano in general, but let's look at something else, right? Let's look at Dogecoin. A lot of people have wanted to buy Dogecoin, have bought Dogecoin over the last couple of years. They think it's a great investment. A lot of people don't realize that there are other investments in crypto even than Bitcoin and Dogecoin, right? They don't understand crypto in general. So if you bought at the peak, right, you could be down 90%. Now, maybe you bought because you thought that Elon Musk was going to integrate Dogecoin. He was going to make it this massive thing on crypto Twitter. But now with Elon Musk stepping down as head of Twitter, possibly, it can definitely change your opinion, and it should, right? There's less of a chance that they're going to really accept Dogecoin and make it a payment system. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk still did that, but the fact is that you should factor these things into the equation of whether it makes sense to hold onto Dogecoin in your head. Now, I don't hold Dogecoin because I don't want to hold on to something that is really just going up or down based on one person and doesn't really have a company behind it or a lot of use case behind it at this point. Now, another thing you could be looking at is maybe you invested in Twitter, or maybe you thought Twitter was this great source of information. And heck, their mission statement is that they want to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. And now you find out that they're being censored by the government, and they were taking down information based on political biases. Apparently now Elon is saying that they got paid millions of dollars to censor info from the public after their last Twitter Files Part 7 on the Hunter Biden laptop. This should influence your decision of the old Twitter moving forward, right? It might change now, or Twitter has changed now because of Elon Musk, but you always have to take in the most current information. That's what you do as an investor. If you don't want to actually invest and pay attention to what's happening, you should just buy an index fund, right? That will go up over time. But if you're buying individual equities, right, or if you're buying individual cryptos, you should be paying attention. Dogecoin, a lot of people think can't fall any further because it's down 90%. But the fact is, its market cap is still larger than Coinbase's as an overall market cap. It's 20% bigger, 25% bigger than Coinbase still. And Dogecoin could fall 90% again, and 90% again, and 90% again. And the fact is, it'd still be worth millions and millions of dollars. I'm not trying to spread any individual FUD or anything like that. And I think the problem is we have a very hard time admitting when we're wrong. But even more than that, we're fearful that if we go and sell one of these cryptos that we bought at one point, or an equity that we bought at one point, and then it goes back up in the future, we will lose twice. So it'll be twice the loss that we would have if we just held on to it. But the fact is, you have to take in more information and make hard decisions. I sold a stock here today that I've held for over a year, and I was down pretty big on it, but I realized I could tax loss harvest and then put into other companies that are also down a lot that I think are probably safer at this point, a better overall investment than this other company. So I get the tax loss harvest, and I get to invest in other companies that I think have a brighter future. And it's tough, but I think that's what you have to do as an investor. That's the whole point of investing. Like I said, if you don't want to do that, then just buy an index fund. Now, let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, no shade thrown at this other crypto influencer. Just realize that some influencers have built their platform on specific cryptos, and it's hard not to continue talking about those cryptos, even if you don't hold them yourself. Same thing with stocks as well. But hopefully the influencers you're listening to, or the people that you're listening to, are trying to be as unbiased as possible and just bring you data, which is what I try to do here on the channel. So hit subscribe if you want more of that in the future. Also, there are links underneath the video if you want to support the channel and get some free money. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.